Okay, good morning, good morning. Welcome, welcome to our balance and stretch. Just want to make sure I'm in the video there. Awesome, pull back just a little bit. Make sure you get the top of my head as well. Let me just tilt a little bit, change my angle here again. Good morning, good morning. As we're getting ready for class here, please feel free to grab whatever you would like. So for this class, we're gonna start up here standing. We will have the option of working our way down to the mat. Just for a little bit of stretching, but if that is not in your practice, you are welcome to sit in a chair, or I have a bolster here. You could have a blanket or anything like that you would like to use for class today. This is more of a gentler style class for deep stretching and balance challenge. So if coming to the ground is not in your practice, don't feel like you have to get down here at the very end when we come down. You could always sit in a chair and do the stretches that we're going to do to close out practice and to get ready for meditation. You can have, again, like I said, anything you want with you. I leave some music on in the background. So if you want your own music on, I usually play a little louder towards the end of class. And as I'm chatting with you here, go ahead and just start to find your comfortable standing position. For this class, you might want your feet just a little wider than your hips here, spreading the toes, seeing how you feel on your feet today, right? So when we arrive, we're just kind of saying good morning, hello to the person we brought onto the mat. So feel it out. And then maybe a little softness in those knees, might need a little pedal here. Then just start to let everything just relax. You're gonna stand up nice and tall, feeling that extension out the crown of the head. My name is Gina. We'll be going through our balance and stretch class together today. Thank you for joining us with Positivity Yogis. And anytime that you need a deep exhale, a big sigh, I want you to take it throughout your practice. What we're learning to do here is how to use our bodies so that when we're off the mat, we're using our bodies properly, keeping them safe so that we're able to do this for decades and decades to come. So when you're ready, you can turn your palms to the front, really make some nice space between your ears and your shoulders, relaxing here. So you might take a couple of deep sighs. My friends, you are at home, so you can make those exhales as loud as you like. My friends in here are always welcome to make those exhales as loud as you like. Hearing that sound really brings us into the here and the now. My friends, this moment is what we have. It's what we've been gifted with. So just starting to be here. It's okay if your mind has 100 other things on it right now. We're going to start to put them on a little shelf. What you'd like to do with them later is up to you, but we're going to let the breath bring us right into this moment. So I want you to take a deep breath in through your nose. I want you to open up your mouth, take a big sigh. Do that a few more times, right? Everyone breathes at a different pace. You might inhale for 2, your neighbor might inhale for 5. But you're just taking a deep breath and filling with that prana, that energy of the body, and then taking away anything that doesn't need to come with us on our journey. You might have your eyes closed, but if that's too intense, just look at what we call a drishti. That's a focal point, very important with our balance. Gives us a still point in space to gently gaze into. And you might just have that gentle gaze. If you'd like to close your eyes, take a couple of deep breaths, just find yourself right in this moment. You might feel the texture of the mat underneath you. You might not have a mat, you might have a towel. Whatever you feel, let those senses bring you into the here and the now. And then we're going to take 5 breaths, and if it serves you over this time, perhaps you bring what we call an intention into our practice. You might think something wonderful about yourself or thank yourself for showing up today. You might start to fill with gratitude and appreciation for your mind, body, spirit, the wonderful person you brought onto the mat today. But perhaps you just want to let something go. Send out some good vibes. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Take 1. And my friends, as we start to stretch into our physical body, you may still want to use some of those deep exhales through the mouth. If you want to close your mouth and breathe in and out through your nose, that's going to be a nice digestive breath and internal fire breath. You are welcome to do that. I'll cue you for some of those breaths in a little while. But as we start off here, if you feel like those sighs feel lovely for you, go ahead and keep moving through those. So what we're going to do is bring our chin to our chest, okay? Now, I don't want you to just lift your face to the sky. That's not the stretch we're going for. I'm actually going to turn to the side so you can see. The chin is going to come down, and I want you to imagine there's a string on the crown of your head. And I want you to bring your head out and then up, kind of like you're putting a mannequin head on the body here. So the head goes out first, and then up. And then I reattach it on the body. So we really make some nice space in the neck. So let's do that together. Chin to chest. Now take that string, the head goes out, and then up. And then reattach it to the body there, getting a little taller. From here, take a breath in, and on the exhale, turn your face to the right. I want you to start to feel these subtle little stretches in the neck and the cervical spine. Keep breathing. On the next exhale, you're going to let your chin fall down towards that right shoulder. Now, I'm not bringing my shoulder up to meet my chin, but I'm bringing the chin down. Big stretch on the left side. Keep your base strong here. Knees soft, push through the feet. Let's take one more. Now, lift up. Bring the head back towards center. Now this time, let that right hand slide out a few inches on the diagonal. On the breath out, you're actually going to tilt your face and look towards your underarm. So the chin comes down and you're turning. Feel that rotation. So you're really tucking that chin under, looking towards the underarm, looking towards the hand, but getting this big stretch in the neck. So if we're using our electronics, if we're at a desk or looking at screens, that neck starts to pinch. So take these nice deep breaths and release all that out. Now you're just going to let your hand come down, bring your chin to your chest. Now we're going to take a big circle to the right. So we're just going to move the head to the side. Go at your pace. So I'm going to take it nice and slow. If you're moving faster than me, you might get 2 circles in this time. We just take a big rotation here. Feel everything, my friends. Feel that tension melting out of the neck. The traps where the neck starts to spread out to the shoulders. And again, you might be doing 1 with me. You might have done 2 or 3 by now. It's your class, but you're going to start to meet me back there, chin to chest. And then lift the face, lift the shoulders, and exhale everything back to our Tadasana, our mountain pose. Palms to the front, extending out the crown of the head. We're going to do that whole thing again. So the chin comes down. Now remember, I'm not just lifting my face to the sky. Let your head go forward now, that invisible string pulling out, and then that string lifts the head up, and then we reattach it on the body. Beautiful. Try it one more time for me. Chin down, head goes out, then lifts up, and then reattaches. A lot of space between the ears and the shoulders here. Taking a deep breath in on the exhale, turn your face to the left. Now, it might feel different side to side. I know mine usually does. My whole body usually does. And you might notice that in practice today. And then on the next breath out, you'll let your chin come closer towards your shoulder. But don't lift the shoulder. Let the shoulder stay relaxed. Get a nice stretch through the neck. Breathe in. Breathe out. Feel all the feels, my friends. If ever anything is giving you pain, come back to the last place we were. We should, be working through some resistance and some tension, but we don't want to be in pain. Now lift back up, bring the face back to center. Now we're going to slide this left arm out just a few inches on the diagonal. Now we're going to drop that chin and start to turn and look towards the underarm, towards that left hand, and get this nice rotation through the head and the neck. Let your tension go. Notice if you start to pull up or pinch up in the neck and the shoulders. Stay relaxed here. Another breath in. And another breath out. Now, as the hand comes down, the chin comes down towards the chest. Now, we're going to take these circles to the left. So again, I like to go nice and slow sometimes as I take my head around and up. You might be moving fast. You might have done 2 or 3 by the time I do 1. This is your practice. I just want you to feel all the feels. Again, sometimes we really start to get hunched over those devices. So let that length and stretch come into everything here. Now, there's no rush to get there. We're going to work our way all the way around to chin to chest, but take your time. So I noticed that I felt a little tension here. So I stayed here for an extra second. Let that tension release, and then I'm going to bring my head all the way down. And then from here, as you lift your face, let's go ahead and sweep our arms down and up. Keep the arms up and just start to yawn a little side to side. Say good morning again. You might still be taking some big breaths, right? In this style of class where we don't have a big flowing vinyasa, some exhales to let your tension go might feel lovely. In a moment, I'll invite you to close the mouth. This is your class. Now reach both arms up nice and high, and then just wiggle the fingers, roll the wrist, hands back down to our sides. So again, if you do want to, close your mouth. Don't lock your jaw or push your tongue to the roof of the mouth, but everything be relaxed. Even your teeth are not clenching together. They're relaxed here. And the breath comes in through the nose, and the breath goes out through the nose. So hands at our sides, soft through the knees, pushing through the feet. What we're going to do is dive to a flat back, and we're going to turn our palms to the sky. So I'm going to take my arms out, dive to a flat back, turn my palms to the sky. And then stand up, turn my palms back to the front. Maybe catch a little back bend. Breathe in here. Exhale, dive to a flat back, turn your palms towards the sky. Now I'm feeling this in the back of the legs for sure. We're going to do this a few times. Move with your breath. So if you want to stay with pace with me, great. If you might be moving faster, you might be moving slower. I want you to feel that range of motion in the shoulders. Notice that you're not pinching up, lengthening away. We're starting to get that fire in those hamstrings. So one more time. And you're going to meet me right here, flat back. Can you feel your abdominals engaged? So pull that belly in. Now, turn your palms back down and let yourself fold over here. Now, you might have a yoga block at home. It doesn't have to be something fancy like that. You might have a can of crushed tomatoes or a box from a package you received. If you don't reach down, you don't have to touch the ground up. When you get here, maybe you bend one knee and bend the other. Some of my friends might want to sway a little side to side. Some might want to just shake their head yes or no. If it's not okay for you to drop the crown of your head, you can keep your neck long, right? But still drape the chest down. But if it doesn't feel good, not so much we're tucking the chin, but we're bringing the crown of the head down. You can always stay neutral. What I remind you anytime you're on the mat is listen to your body. You are in your body. You are in your practice. I'm a guide. I'm going to take you through some poses, some stretches, some breath work and meditation. But you are the person in the body. You're the boss. So take another breath here, finding the movement that feels lovely for you. And then start to walk back to center. Now what we're going to do here is slide up to a flat back, bringing both hands up to that right thigh. Now I want you to turn your right toes up to the sky. Now I'm going to turn to the side so you can see. I'm actually bringing my right foot just a little bit in front of my left. I have the hands on the thigh, nice flat back here, big stretch in the back of the leg. Yeah, now we're saying good morning. Well, depending on what time you're taking this class, but either way, the idea of saying good morning to the back of the legs, it's a wake up for the back of the legs here. Keep the tailbone pointed, long extension out the crown of the head. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Doing so great. And you might need a side here. I can feel one of my other fitness classes sitting in the back of my legs here. So I know I'm going to get some fire. I'm going to take a big exhale. Now you can let the ball of the foot come down. We're going to lift through our belly, protect your back. Come on up. And when you get up here, slide your hands around to the low back. Let's move into a back bend. So you're gonna squeeze your shoulder blades together. Big opener. I'm just gonna turn to the side a little bit so my friends at home can see. Opening up. Don't hold your breath, right? Keep exhaling, engaging those shoulders. One more. Stay strong in that left leg. Good. Start to stand up tall. We're gonna let our right hand just slide to that right hip. Left arm's gonna go out to the side, and we're gonna take it up. We're gonna lean towards the right. So opening up your big stretch. Now, we're not dropping forward, my friends. Keep yourself stacked, shoulders over hips, and just open up this left side body as much as you can. So I'm closing off the right a little bit and opening up into the left. Now, my friends, you might be looking up towards the sky and that might feel good for you. If you do something, you're like, man, this feels terrible. Don't do that. Bring your neck back to a neutral place. Breathe, one more. Start to take that left arm up. I'm going to bring both hands to our hips here. Now, I want you to lift your right toes up off the mat and start to dive down so you can look at those toes. Not as deep as that first forward fold here, but just a big stretch. Pull the belly in, one more. Lift the chest and shoulders. We're gonna let the ball of the foot come down. Now we're gonna lift the heel up, okay? And we're gonna start moving our foot from the front to the back. So you're gonna tap to the back of the mat. Tap it back to the front. So now we're engaging some balance, right? Now for you, that might mean just sliding your foot. That's wonderful. For you, it might mean lifting it up and taking it front to back. Okay, so while you're doing this, I want you to find a focal point. Something to look at so that we have a point of reference to work that balance. Good. 3, 2. Now the next time it goes back, my friends, meet me there. Now as I lower my chest, I start to lift up. Now you might just come up an inch or 2. Chest up, toe down. And maybe you get a little further this round. The left leg is strong, but the left knee always has a little bit of give, just in case you should start to fall out. Now, my friends, you might come up and decide you want to hang out here for a moment, work that balance challenge. You might decide you want to keep moving up and down. You might also need to hold on to something in your home, a chair, a wall, and here we have bars around the room. You can reach for a bar. But just take about 2 more rounds of breath. Maybe you hold. And then, my friends, as the leg comes down, the chest comes up. The body moves like a lever, moves together. Good. When you get to the top, start to shake it out a little bit. We're going to do that whole thing again. So pedal out, shake out, do a little spaghetti shake, whatever feels good for you to let it go. And then you're going to meet me right back here again. The feet might be just a splash wider than the hips for today's class. Spreading the toes, pushing through the feet, reach the arms out. We're going to dive to a flat back. Turn the palms to the sky. So when you are ready, just meet me right here. Inhaling. Exhaling. Now, as you're breathing, breathe the whole time. So what do I mean by that? I mean, don't go. I want you to find really long breaths in. Really long breaths out. Feeling this nice fire in the back of the legs. It might feel a little different than it did the first time as we're starting to stretch out. Take about 2 more rounds. Again, we all move at different paces and breaths. You might be moving slower or faster. That's wonderful. And then you're going to meet me in that dive. Flat back, palms to the sky. How you feeling in those shoulders? Nice range of motion. Now turn your palms back down and let everything drink down to the earth. So again, you might want to take a moment just pedaling out your legs. You might want to sway a little side to side. You might want to shake your head. Some of my friends might want to grab opposite elbows. If you're doing that, really let your biceps get by your ears here. And we're making some great space in the spine. Should feel lovely. And don't fight the oohs and the ahs. If you're in a pose and it's, feels lovely, go ahead and let it out. Good. One more breath. doing whatever feels lovely to you. And then just start to come back, meet me at center here. Now we're gonna take that stretch on the other side. So I'm just gonna start to slide up, turning my left toes to the sky. So that left foot's just a splash in front of the right. And I'm at this flat back here, really lengthening. If it's way too intense, feel free to put the foot down, or if you have a block, show you with a yoga block here. You can always use a prop. There's no reason that you can't use what you have there. Okay, so long through the spine, belly in, nice deep stretch here. And again, this doesn't have to be a fancy official yoga block. It might be a box, a book. Last breath. Now I'm gonna let the ball of the foot come down from wherever it is. I'm gonna pull that belly by lifting myself up. When you get up here, slide the hands around to the back. Squeeze those shoulder blades, moving into the second back bend here. Your face lifting to the sky. Maybe you're closing your eyes for a little balance challenge, but you're staying strong in the legs. Engage the abdominal core support here. Shoulder blades walk together, really strong pose. Now, heart opening is a wonderful personal journey, my friends. You might be sharing some wonderful energy you have. You might be letting go of something that you don't need to take on this ride. Maybe you're ready to absorb all the great things the universe is sending to you. One more breath. Now starting to come on up. We're just gonna let this left hand slide to the hip. Right arm's gonna reach out. And it's gonna start to come up and over. Now it might be different on this side. Breathing. We're not so much dropping forward though, gang. We're coming up and over. So you can see it's a nice line of energy. I'm not slouched forward, I'm not falling out, up and over. Might be really different from the other side, so just breathe here. You can turn your face to the sky if that's what feels lovely for you. If you're doing that and it hurts your neck, bring it back to neutral or even slightly down. So there shouldn't be pain, right? We're finding things, but we're not forcing anything. Give it another breath. On the inhale, start to lift up. On the exhale, both hands to the hips. On the inhale, lift those toes up again. And on the exhale, not as deep as we were last time, just like you're peeking over a ledge. Good. Kind of working this core strength here. Getting ready for that balance challenge to come. Breathe in. Breathe out. Yeah, when you spend some time looking down at the toes, you really know when you need to go out and get a pedicure. It's on the agenda. And then let the ball of the foot come down, lift the chest up, grounding through that right leg, because now we're gonna lift that left heel and it's gonna move from the front to the back. Now for you, that might mean slide. Love it, wonderful, slide. For you, you might have your focal point, we call that a drishti. You might be lifting it up and taking it to the back. Feel that glute strength? Squeeze and breathe. You may need to hold onto something in your home, in the studio, hold onto whatever you need. Now, I want you to notice what's happening with your right leg. It's strong, but the knee is soft, it's movable. And then the next time, we're gonna go 3, 1 more to the front, 2, last time 1. So the toe goes back, the chest comes forward. I'm on this line of energy. My leg doesn't go somewhere, my chest doesn't go. So as the chest comes down, the leg lifts like a lever. And my friends, you can start to play with it. Now this round, maybe you're gonna take the hands off the hips. Okay, maybe not. Okay, maybe this time you come up and you start to fall out. Have a laugh, right? What happens after you fall? I don't control that, you do. You can get frustrated or you can get right back in it. Right, so find it. Maybe you come up and you've got a good base here and you want to hold it. Maybe you just want to lift up and down a few times, work that strength, pull the belly in, find that focal point. My friends, couple of breaths. Again, maybe you just want to come up and down. If you want to go for that hold, maybe you bring a little smile into it. It's okay to fall out of it. It's okay for your flight to be moving a little. Last one. Now remember, we move as a unit. When the chest lifts, the leg lowers. Good. And then go ahead and let that all go. Shake it out. Maybe relax the head or shake the arms and the legs. Beautiful. Now, my friends, in this class, if you ever need a little sip, since we are releasing a lot of things, you can always take a little sip in this class because we're not going to be in a down dog, but always little sips if you're drinking in class. Now, we're going to meet with our feet out wide. So when you're ready, meet me right back here. Take a step out to your depth here. We're going to do some nice stretches. So I'm going to start to bring my hands to my thighs and sit down. Okay, then I'm going to move into this cow like dropping my chest and peeking forward. Feels great. Then we're going to use the cat to stand. Pull your belly through your spine, push through your feet, and lift yourself up. Roll those shoulders back. Do it again. Breathe in. Sit and breathe out. Peek forward. Breath in. Pull the belly, come on up, breath out. Now, if you want to keep breathing at that pace, if you want to breathe where you want to breathe, I invite you in cat-cows to really breathe where you want to breathe. So I'm going to turn to the side so you can see my friends. I don't want those knees to push in. Keep pressing out. I sit down, and then I drop and lift. Feel that nice stretch. And then I'm going to pull. So it's a nice transition. Oh my goodness, does that feel lovely across my back as I come on up, roll the shoulders back. You're going to do it one more time. Pressing those thighs away. Come on up. I'm just going to turn around so that when we get to the top, we can all now turn our toes to the right. So we can all do this together. Now, if you need to, move your feet so they're not so much on a tightrope, but they're more on a railroad track. That's going to give you balance support. So that's a little tip. Whenever you feel out of balance, move your feet a little further away from each other. When you're ready, bend your right knee, keep your shoulders over your hips, sweep up, but you don't have to pinch in your neck or anything, right? You can always have some softness here. Otherwise, reaching up and out. So a little variation of a lunge, little variation of a warrior here, breathing. It's a great time for some fire in that breath. In through the nose, out through the nose. Good. Don't pinch your neck. If you're pinching, soften a little bit, roll them back. Good. Take one more. Now, I want you to release your hands down, and you can link your thumbs at the low back, or you can interlace your fingers. Really, this is going to be up to your shoulder comfort here. Take a nice squeeze. Lift your face, your heart to the sky. And on your exhale, this is humbling down. So you don't have to go that far, maybe just an inch or two. Some of my friends may want to come all the way down. Some of my friends might want to take the fingertips towards the sky, the knuckles towards the sky, but we're not going to separate our palms. So if you can't lift up without separating those palms, just stay with the arms back. But some of you may want to come up more. This is a deep fire stretch. You're going to get some big release in the back of those legs. Don't hold your breath. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Another one. Now, spread your toes, push through your feet, lift yourself back up. Good. When you get to the top, we're going to turn back to the front. Release your fingertips. Take your arms out to the side. Fingertips to the head. We're going to dip to the right. So every time you exhale, dip and lift. Okay, so you're taking a couple of these dips. If you would like to, you can add a little extension. And you to hold, whether you have the hands at the head or you have the extension. Maybe top arm reaches over. Everything is engaged right here. Absolutely everything. Now, sometimes all I can do is kind of grab on my ponytail, bring my head back. What happens is the chin, call it the chicken peck, right? Starts to peck forward. Bring that head back. Let your abdominals work your balance support here. Now, wherever the hands have gone, start to bring them back. Lift yourself back up. Good. Now, stay with me. The arms are going to come out. We're going to lean to the right and come back up. That's option one, my friends. You can keep doing that the whole time. If you feel any fire in your knee, turn your right toes out slightly. Protect that joint, okay? But if you want to work some more balance, lean and lift. Down and return. Now, our arms out is just way too much. Please feel free to bring them to the hips or reach for the bar. But you're going to come out and up. Down and center. Maybe that just for you means a little lift of the toe. Lift. Wonderful. Okay? Find a focal point. So you want to find something that's not moving. So at this point, you might be looking, once you see what move we're doing, you might be looking over your monitor. Because if you see me moving, it might make you move. Good. And if you want to, let's go ahead and hold it. Good. If that's not in your practice, keep coming up and down. Breathe. And bring yourself back to center. And as you roll the arms, take a deep breath in, and then everything releases. So we're going to do that again. Okay, so maybe right back here, legs are still out wide, hands are going to come to the thighs, you're going to sit down. Peek the chest forward, keep pressing those thighs away. Pull the belly through, rise up, roll the shoulders back. Exaggerate, my friends. Make these really exaggerated movements. There it is, down, and then lifting through the chest. And then the navel in, big lift up here, roll and release. Good, couple more. You're moving with breath. So maybe last time you inhaled here, maybe this time you exhale. I love for my students to play in these cat-cow variations with their breath. There's so many times that we're gonna cue your breath, but it's nice for you to be able to say, you know what? I need to exhale into this. And I need an inhale here. Good. When you get to the top, you meet me up there, roll those shoulders back. Okay? So from here, we're going to turn all the toes to the left. You might need to separate your feet a little wider, put a little bend into that left knee. Reach the arms up. So I'm not down here. I'm really stacked, shoulders over the hips. Soften into the shoulders as much as you need. If you're pinching, breathe. Relax your face if you're tensing. And let's start to bring the hands around again. Just linking the thumbs is lovely. You might want to interlace the fingers, big squeeze here. I'm just going to let the chest come down. Now you find your depth. This might be where you want to stay. You might not want to go too much further. This side for me is totally different than the other side. So when I take some exhales, I'm going to take a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. I'm finding somewhere to challenge, but not forcing my body into any pain. And you might want to come down. Maybe you want the knuckles to the sky, but don't let the palms separate. Protect that shoulder girdle here. Spread your toes, push through your feet. Remember, when we're working on balance, we want to use the whole foot. Lift yourself back up, turning yourself back towards center. Take the arms out, fingertips to the back of the head, dipping down. And you might want to add a little reach. Dip and reach. So again, try not to go forward, not leaning back. Dip and reach. Up and up. And you can add the extension if you like. You might just be doing this little crunch over, exhaling every time. Feel the abdominal stretch and engage. We want to use all of that core strength to help us with that balance. So we're going to hold the last one. You might want to reach top arm over. See what feels lovely for you here. Again, I like to bring my head back. I don't want to peck it forward. Bringing it back, keeping a straight line of energy. Take a breath in. Take a breath If you're going anywhere with the hands, start to bring them back to the head. Lift yourself back up. Reach the arms out. Now we're gonna do the other side. So whatever side you haven't done, you're just leaning and coming up. Again, if you feel any pressure in that knee, turn those toes out slightly because we're gonna start to take a little lift. Might be really different on this side, right? So whatever side, okay, a little movement. You might be holding on to something, you know, reaching for a chair or a bar as you go. Wonderful. Find a focal point. Don't hold your breath. Let your body go. See where it takes you. You might come up and go, you know what, I'm holding. I've got it. You might say, you know what, I like this movement in and out, challenging my balance. I just ask you to keep breathing, have a little fun with it. Finding and not forcing. 2 rounds of breath. Perhaps for you that means holding. Perhaps for you that means not even lifting up. Maybe you're just coming up onto that toe. This is yours, my friends. You come here for you. And then we're going to start to come back. And as you roll those shoulders, let the hands work their way down. Beautiful. My friends, I want you to keep the feet nice and wide. Reach up high. We're going to take a big fold to just counter everything out. So dive on down. You might be reaching the ground. You might be reaching for some kind of prop. And then just shake it out. Maybe a little side to side. Maybe a little sway. And then walking to center, we're going to come up. So start to lift to a flat back. Exhale, take the hands to the hips. Inhale, come all the way up. Beautiful. Let's start to work those feet nice and close. Now, my friends, if you do not want to come down to your mat, this would be a time to find a chair. And you can sit in the chair. Everything that we're going to do, you can do from there. If you'd like to come down, we brought our feet nice and close. Reach up. Dive down. And you're just going to work your way through table to a comfortable seat. And we're going to kick our legs out long in front here. And you can give them a little pedal. You can give them a windshield wiper. Now, I meant to tell you before you came down, if you did want to dim your lights or grab anything you'd like to use for Shavasana, whether that's a blanket, maybe a sweatshirt, you know, so anything, your socks, anything you'd like to use, go ahead and grab that and meet me right back here. Sitting up nice and tall in this Tadasana, we're going to flex those feet, shoulders over the hips here. Let's take a little rainbow. So the arms are going to come out and up. Now get your right side and start to twist it towards the front. Once you've twisted the torso, because this is not my shoulders, this is my torso. Then you can drop your hands down into this nice twist. You could always reach for a prop. If the hands don't reach, or if you feel like you're slouching at all. Now start to reach out and reach up. Come back to center. Now let's switch. Left side body comes around. Now I have a sideways body, so I know this side's a little different. I might not get as far around. So once your torso has come all the way around, then the hands drop down. And you'll notice a difference between that and that. Rinsing, this is one of the washcloth poses, right? Really rinsing out that washcloth, rotating. You notice for some reason the back shoulder's pinching. Sometimes I get a little pinch. You can always bring your hand toward this hip. This is a little half bind here. If you're comfortable here, reaching for the earth or the block, great. Let's take another breath. I want you to get tall out the crown of your head as you breathe in. And I want you to find your deepest point in the twist on the breath out. Good. Now starting to come back to center, reaching. Take your arms straight out to the side, breath in. Now we're going to dive forward, but only about halfway. So coming forward, starting to bring the hands, but we're not going to go all the way just yet. Now take an inhale, come back up. And exhale. Now we're going to go for it. So you might come forward. This is not the slouch. This is the dive, right? Forward fold. Your hands might come to your shins or your ankles. That is so wonderful. Your hands might get your feet or beyond. Wonderful. You might have a strap or a t-shirt or a towel you want to wrap around. Wonderful. You might also need a little bend into your knees. You guessed it. Wonderful. This is for you to go forward and then straight. Okay? So chances are somewhere in your body there is some resistance here. Use the exhale to get a little deeper. You're not moving into pain, but that exhale is going to get you somewhere because we're going to release all that acid out. We're going to let the back get nice and loose. We're going to keep the neck nice and long. And we're going to find this deep Tadasana, big forward fold here. Go ahead and take another deep breath in. Go ahead and take another deep breath out. So again, this is all stuff you can be doing from your chair. You can twist from your chair and you can take this forward fold from a chair. Legs are just out long in front. Good. Now from here, I just want you to reverse that. Start to lift the chest and shoulders. Take the arms out and let the hands come down. Now, my friends, before we get ready for our final meditation, we're just going to allow the soles of the feet to come together. Now, if you're in a chair, it might just be your heels touching. If you're down on the mat, you might be bringing them a little closer into this butterfly here. And just take a moment to open up your hips, okay? If you are at home and you're, close to a wall, you could sit back. I like to finish this class against the wall. We're not quite there just yet. We're going to take a moment in this little butterfly. But if you wanted to, you could slide to the wall now and let your hips open from here, a little butterfly out. Checking out this range of motion in the hip socket, letting your tension dissolve out. There's always lots of options. If you've brought your heels in and this is way too intense on the knees or you're hunching your back, slide your heels a little further away. You're still going to get this nice range of motion in the hip sockets here. Go ahead and take 2 full breaths. Maybe the eyes close as we slow the breath down. So my friends, we're going to get ready for this meditation. Now, some of my friends may want to actually stay in this hip opener for a few more minutes. Some of my friends might want to bring the legs back together, take a little windshield wiper to release the pose, and then maybe you're going to kick your legs out. Anyone that wants to come into a Shavasana where you lay on the ground, you can do that as well. I like to give you the options of not coming down in case that's not in your practice for this particular class. And like I said, I keep a little pillow, this bolster here. Sometimes I just like to slide on back, sit against the wall, drape my head, and your hands can land anywhere you like. You may also just want to stay in a seated meditation for a little while. Hands anywhere you like. When you get into whatever comfortable spot feels wonderful for you, I want you to take a nice deep breath in, and I want you to sigh it out. Now, my friends, we're going to go a few minutes over our set time for today. So in a few minutes, I'll let you know that it's the end of our set time. So if you do need to go on your day, I'll let you know. But if you can stay with me for about 2 extra minutes today, we'll take a little meditation. Friends, if you needed to hold tight to our 45 minutes today, you can start to bring movement back into your body, moving slowly and gently as you return. My friends, if you're able to stay with me for just a few more minutes, let's enjoy some more time in our meditation. Friends, let's take a deep breath in. Big sigh out. Taking this moment, notice how you feel. Calm, relaxed, and at peace. Give yourself this feeling, this gift anytime, just by slowing down and taking a breath. My friends, feel no obligation to move. If you're able to stay in meditation for a while longer, please enjoy. If you'd like to return to your body, begin to take a deep breath and feel some prana coming into your body. Perhaps you're turning your head, perhaps wiggling your fingers or taking your arms overhead for a full body stretch. If you're staying in meditation, let the exhales melt you even deeper. And if you're returning to the body, perhaps a little windshield wiper, perhaps rolling on to your side, working your way back to a nice, comfortable seat. If you're returning, we'll bring our hands together in prayer, allowing our thumbs to rest right on the chest so we can feel the vibration as we end today with one sound of peace, one vibration of Om. Enjoying the sound or singing along. Breath in. thumbs to the third eye, and we'll honor one another by bowing forward. Namaste. Namaste to my friends staying in meditation. Namaste if you are beginning your day again. Stay well, everyone.